welcome to the cabin. I'm back here in the small tiny pallet wood cabin that I built with my dad a couple of years ago, and it's almost 9 months to the day, 9 months ago to the day, where I made a film in here as pretty much the world was being put on lockdown due to the virus. And here I am 9 months later, about to be put into another full lockdown. Certainly here in Britain, the particular tier that I'm in is going into lockdown. I'm quite fortunate that I'm able to, I have to go out to obviously work. I can't work indoors, but yeah, it's just a strange time, very strange time. Things have sort of changed and things haven't changed in the 9 months that we've had this. Certainly I feel a lot more is known about it, but there's still much more to be found out. But there's news of vaccines on the horizons, and Britain has certainly just signed up for a big batch of it. So this video is not going to be about the virus, obviously. It's hopefully going to help some of you guys who are in lockdowns, wherever you are in the world, to maybe escape the dark and gloomy news that's out there, and perhaps come and join me on this little mini adventure where I get to spend the night here in this tiny wood cabin in the forest. And to be honest, right now, I say there's no place I'd rather be. The only place I would rather be is with my wife and my daughter and little Jax, my dog, but they are cozied up at home. I mean, in an ideal world, I'd love to have them out here with me, but they're okay, they're doing fine. And to be honest, I think amongst all the negativity out there, it's going to be good to shine a bit more positive light for all of you. So, having my coffee. Cheers to you guys. We're going to have a little cook up in a minute. It's just getting towards 4 o'clock. Been here a few hours or so just to sit and relax, and yeah, just going to enjoy a night in the tiny pallet cabin that I built with Dad. If you'd like to see the series where we built this, I'll put a link in the description. Different setup this time. I've got a wool blanket, and I'm going to sleep with that, not the sleeping bag. But it's due to get down to 0, freezing tonight. But this stove in here pumps out a lot of temperature for such a tiny little space. So I'm going to be perfectly warm with just a wool blanket. Perhaps a little bit chilly first thing in the morning. Yeah, got some candles lit and just had a coffee, like I say. I'm just enjoying trying to wind down and reflect on 2020, which has been one strange year. Very strange year. Let's hope that 2021 is going to be a good one. This is going to be my last video of 2020, and I feel that it was appropriate given that I made the first one during the beginning of the pandemic, that I make the last one of the year in here. Anyway, let's enjoy this coffee, and then we'll get some food cooked up, and we'll chill and chat and just enjoy a bit of time here in the woods. And of course, as usual guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy this little break. So you guys by now probably know that I like doing my meals in one pot, especially during winter where it's nice and easy. I don't need to take a lot of time processing it because I can do it all at home. This is actually a kind of Catalonian style Spanish stew which I cooked at home, so it only really needs heating up. Gives me more time to chill. And there it is. Oh, it's looking good. So essentially we've got chopped tomato, peppers, onion, garlic, chickpeas, bit of spinach, bit of thyme, and chorizo or chorizo. Yeah, what do you guys say? Chorizo or chorizo? Interested to know. I'm not actually sure on the exact pronouncement. I think I usually say chorizo, but is it chorizo? Who knows? Yeah, so one pot meal, nice and easy, and that all it needs is heating up. So to keep the flavour in a bit to begin with, get it heated up quick, I'm just going to put the lid on. And also what I like about this is when this handle is folded over and pinched down in there, it seals all the juices in, so the pot, if it bounces around in the bag, doesn't actually, in my pack, doesn't let a lot of the juices out. It's kind of all in there, so it's really handy. I've just really enjoyed using this. I'm not sure, what's that pot called? The MSR Seagull, I think it is. Yeah, like I said in the previous video, a couple of videos ago, I didn't like this at first, but now I'm really a big fan of this pot. It's really good for just stovetop cooking and just mostly on wood stoves, to be fair. I've not tried it on open fire. I've just gas stoves and a wood stove like this. But yeah, I really like it. So we'll let that cook up. Fire is... Oh, we need some more logs in there, that's for sure. But like I say, it doesn't take much to heat it up. Open up that valve, get some more flame. I hear some bubbling, folks. Oh dear lord. Oh, fogged the camera up. Great. But that is a good sound. Spanish stew, here we come. Accompanying my Spanish stew is none other than Mr. Arthur Guinness. Touché, sir. Touché. Bubbles! Test. And let's see if I come back with any lips. We good. In fact, cheers to you. I do appreciate all your views and your support and your comments over this year. Heck of a year, weird one, but you guys have stuck by me and I appreciate it. Some different content coming your way as well. It's going to be fun, got some really good plans in the pipeline. Hopefully if the shows go ahead, things like the Bushcraft show, there's another one, the Great Outdoors Festival, I'm going to be going to those. Yeah, just hopefully have a stand there and things. I really hope the shows go ahead, but it's going to be COVID dependent. But obviously with the release of the backpack and everything, it's just going to be awesome to go to some shows and meet some of you guys. That was good, good stew. Real good stew. Let's get the old shoes off. Gotta get sleep while I can these days. Great thing about wool blankets is they're obviously easy to get in and out of, but at the same time, when you roll at night, it can create gaps in the blanket and you end up having cold spots a lot. That's my pillow. So I've got the blanket in half at the moment. I just fold it out like that. Oh, it's starting to regret not bringing my sleeping pad. Unless it is in the bag, I can't remember. But then yeah, so it's just half. You can just flip it over you like that. And there's still plenty of room. I can put a bit more over. There we go. Oh. Folks, cheers for watching. I'm going to wrap up this nighttime scene. And I've got to get, it's nice and quick, I can get out of the wool blanket, turn the camera off, run back in. Normally with a sleeping bag, it's zip, get all the zip, the shoes, everything. But in the cabin, it's nice and easy, so I'm pleased with that. Anyway, folks, take care, and I'll catch you in the morning. Morning folks, it's a fine morning. Got myself, well, cooked up myself a bacon bagel. I used the top of the stove to fry the bacon obviously, and I used a little pipe oven, the stovepipe oven, which gets up to about 300 degrees when you crank up the stove, but I had it at about 150, and just toasted off the bagel a bit, and obviously got myself a coffee in the cookser as well. Slept good. Outside there was a frost on the outside of the edge of the forest in the open glades, where it was basically out in the open. There was a frost, so I think it was down to -2 last night when I checked online. But here deep in the woods, where there's so much cover, we didn't get any frost, which is good. But it was cold this morning, but no 0 degrees Celsius, which is good. Nice and toasty. There was snow in the forecast actually today, but it seems like the high pressure's coming in or something, so we're not really going to get it. This is awesome though. I'm going to do a little bit, I've just started it, a little bit of a craft project, which I'll show you what I'm going to do in a minute with this, with these pieces of wood. But rather than that, just enjoying a nice peaceful morning. The last morning of 2020. Be glad to see the back of that year. 2 pieces of a log that I take 2 saws with me, by the way. You probably saw the big saw yesterday and the little pocket saw this morning. Sometimes I just use the pocket saw because it's easier to put away and pack up, and when it's only small diameter logs like this, I don't necessarily a big one. But you can do what I'm about to make, you can do with a knife, but I'm just going to use a little hand auger. A lot of people ask me about these. They're barrel-eyed Scotch augers. I got them online somewhere, I can't remember where now, but if you just type in barrel-eyed Scotch auger, I'm sure you'll find them. These ones are kind of condensed small versions, so they're ideal for bushcraft because you can put them in your backpack and they don't take up much room like a traditional hand auger is really long, which is great if you're doing big projects where you don't want to bend over. But if you're doing sort of bushcrafty stuff, this is the way to go. So I'm going to drill a hole in the middle of this, and then I'll show you what I do next. So the way these barrel-eyed Scotch augers work is you can just put a stick through the middle, and then you use the stick, the force of the stick, to turn the auger to drill it in. Now I've not pushed this stick in loads because I don't obviously have to auger in very deep, but you want to make sure the hole's straight. And I'm not using the stick just yet, but normally if I had my foot there, you'd do that, 2 hands around the stick, and you just get a lot more control. I'm going to do this with 1 hand just because it's so small. Oh, I didn't really want the bark to come off, but oh well. Like I say, you can do this with a knife. It just takes longer. So I've done that much, just over halfway through. Sadly, the outer bark is falling off, which is annoying. Now I'm going to use this as a 1/2 inch auger, and I'm just going to come at an angle, and I'm not going to go too deep, just near the edge there. And I'm going to do 3 holes at the bottom. Finish off this main one. Try and get all the way through. Sawn up these 3 small pieces of wood. All I'm going to do is just taper the ends. I can leave the bark on the bottom bit, but I need to taper this end bit. Can't beat a bit of whittling in the woods. Okay. Yep, that works. So that is the kind of finished project. Moment of truth. Now you'll see what it's for. Ta-da! Bit bushcraft. There you have it. Candle holder that hopefully should collect the wax mostly once it started to melt around there. Then I can always pull the candle up each time because it's still fairly wedged actually. Like that, if I want more. Now I could have, in hindsight, not gone all the way through the wood, and that way I'd get the maximum amount of candle. But as you can see, it's pinched in anyway, so it seems to work. But there you go, little bushcraft project for anyone at home who's locked down and doesn't have a lot of space to do things. There's a little candle holder, 3 little legs, and like I say, you can do that with a knife. You just make a hole with your knife, 3 small holes on the bottom, 3 small sticks, and you have a candle holder. That's it guys, I'm going to make another little one here before I go, but just wanted to say thanks so much for watching. Appreciate not a lot of crafty stuff happens, not a lot of bushcraft and general building, but there's plenty of that to come in 2021. I hope you guys have a very happy new year. Thanks for all your support this year on the channel with your comments and your likes and just general following of everything I do. Do really appreciate it. And yeah, next year we're going to be doing some awesome videos, so stick around. Thank you very much guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.